Right, back. We are back on Twitch. It's good. It's been too long. All right, cool. So let's open up Pro Tools here, and I'll turn off the Spotify, and we can take a look at this track. This is the session. We've got the instrumental up here. So this is how I usually get tracks from Nick. Is he'll do a fully finished instrumental, and then I just get to sing on it. Let me just unmute some of these vocals, and you can hear what I've started laying down. These vocals right here are vocals that I've already comped, so they're kind of already, set. I may still rewrite them, but they're at least, the idea exists. And then what we're really going to work on is this middle section right here. So actually, let's just go do that. I'll play you this middle section again, and we're gonna work on this build up into this breakdown bit right here. So if I go from the hi-hat groove into this bit. Okay, so that's the bit that I have to edit still. These are the screams for this sort of thrashy loop bit. I'll just play you a take so you can hear the part, and then we'll talk about the writing and what I look for, and then we'll pick some vocals here. So let's play this pink one here. Okay, let's do Maroon. So to me, that one sounded the best so far. Let's just check the orange down here. Second half was okay. Let's do yellow. Okay, so the main thing I'm looking for really is just the rhythm, right? Kill every conscience, the beggars. So I'm like really wanting that to be on rhythm with the riff. So I think the Maroon had the best start. So let's hear this one. Kill every conscience, the beggars, get down on their knees, witness a plethora. Yeah, I think the start of that was good. Let's try purple again. Kill every conscience, the beggars, get down on their knees, witness a plethora. So the only thing I want to replace maybe in this pink one is the last line, down on their knees. I want the knees to be like a little bit of a lower scream. I'm happy with that one. Okay. Let me just check purple again, make sure. So as you can hear, the lyrics are kind of changing. But I think these two are my favorites. So the way I have my Pro Tools session structured, just so this makes sense, is I have these tracks up here where my final vocals go. This is what I actually mix and what gets exported. And then in these other tracks down here, I've got these 4 tracks that I just dedicate for recording. And the reason I do this is because in Pro Tools, they have a system called playlists where you can have one existing track, but you can make a ton of different playlists, like sub-tracks within that. And all these different tracks, you can super quickly swap, from one take to another. But you don't have to make a whole bunch of new tracks, right? The effects stay the same, all the sends, everything stays the same. You can just super quickly swap between different versions, different audio files, but they all get routed to the same track. So as you can see, I've got like, I don't know, 60 different tracks down here from all the, all the different takes that I've done as I've been writing this song, but they all live in the subtrack of this folder. So we take our favorite two here. What I like to do is just fly them up to the lead vocal track. And there you go. Now they're up here. Okay, so sorry, I stopped looking at the chat here. Time for the old copy pasta. Yes, gonna be. You could copy them up, or you could just drag them. The only reason I don't copy them is because Pro Tools only lets you copy one track at a time. So let's hear what the next line is that follows up on this one. Let's go Pink again. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, that's not bad. Let's do Red. Okay, I like the second line. Let's try Yellow. I like the first half of that, just not the ending. Let's try Purple. Ooh, kind of like the end of that one too. So I like the disease on this. Let's hear this one. I think that one's better. These two, we'll fly them up. So I have 4 tracks, but they're really only, the reason I'm picking 2 vocals of the same thing is I'm doubling the screams. Super common technique where you take 2 different recordings of the same part and you play them both on top of each other. It fills out the voice, especially with screams. It helps kind of cover up any little imperfections, you know. But personally, I like my doubles really, really subtle. There is a time and a place for like a super obvious double, and that has a sound to it. I kind of, you know, I go through phases of liking more doubled or less doubled. It makes it sound like less human, but also more powerful. So there's like a certain time and a place where it's like you want the voice to almost just sound like an instrument or an effect. Then I'll kind of lean more into the double and I'll turn those up. Do you ever just roll with a single vocal take of lines? I'm a fan of pretty bare bones production a lot of times. Yeah, exactly. I definitely do. It's weird. I think it's kind of like a comfort thing where I always like to have something doubled. This is our main track right here, VOC main. So he's at unity at 0. And then our double down here is at -10.
Kill every conscience, the beggars get down on their knees. Witness a plethora.
Right, so there's definitely some doubling going on, and this is actually an instance where I think the doubling is hurting the vocal because, as you can see, the timing is not consistent between these. Right, there's like parts are late, parts are early, all this sorts of stuff. So actually, what I'm going to do now that we've heard this is I'm just going to nudge this guy over. And this is something that I do a lot, especially on the head cave stuff, because it's like we're talking milliseconds for the rhythm, right? I mean, with a fast tempo or a technical riff, you know, being a little forward or backward on the beat makes a huge difference. And I really try not to go by the grid like that. I feel like that's it can be a hindrance as much as a help when you're like super obsessed with the tempos being exactly on the grid. But so in this case, I'm not worried about the grid. I'm worried about matching my lead here. So just nudging this back a bit, I think makes a big difference. So I have a hotkey set so where I can nudge, you know, 0.005 of a millisecond or whatever it is. But so let's hear if this sounds tighter. It should.
Kill every conscience, the beggars get down on their knees. Witness a plethora.
Right? So to me, that sounds so much tighter. Like you can actually, the words sound cleaner, right? Like if I just go and I take this back to the way it was.
Till every conscience of beggars gets down on their knees. Witness a plethora.
It's just that first line is like, it's just sloppy, right? It's kind of muddy. So if you link them up like that.
Till every conscience of beggars gets down on their knees. Witness a plethora.
So for this case, because I knew there was going to be this big high scream at the end, I just went ahead and did it in a separate take because, you know, for the other ones, I was like writing the lyrics and figuring it out. So I was like, all right, I'll just do that separate. So there's a little bit of lead in where I match the vocal, and then we're looking for this sort of high scream at the end. So let's hear what this sounds like.
I am the poison, the cure, and the very disease. Weakness, a measure of strength.
Okay, so that, to me, that's what we're going for, right? We want like that super, like, you know, red line, just high stress moment at the end. Let's hear if any of these are better.
And the cure, and the very disease. Weakness, a measure of strength.
Ooh, I think I like that one better. Let's try Pink.
Very disease. Weakness, a measure of strength.
It's kind of solid, but I don't think it had as much pitch to it. Let's try Green real quick.
Disease. Weakness, a measure of strength.
All fine, but I think these two blue ones were my favorite. And actually, because of the way I did this, we can kind of play with the handoff here, you know, because I want it to sound like one cohesive performance, right? When I drag these up, I'm going to actually bring in the lyric before. So that's why I kind of record them this way, where you have this extra line is in here. You know what I mean? You have this lead up so that, you know, when you want to kind of stitch two performances together, you're able to do so. And I actually think it'll be heavier because you'll be able to hear, you know, you hear the breath, you hear the voice kind of breaking, and you hear, you know, the person's about to do the scream, and that can build tension more than just a clean, you know, regular scream from before. So let's hear all this together. See what this sounds like.
Till every conscience of beggars gets down on their knees. Witness a plethora. I am the poison, the cure, and the very disease. Weakness, a measure of strength.
Right, so to me, that voice break right there at the end on of,
The measure of strength.
like that makes it sound like you can just tell, right? It sounds more emotional, it sounds more desperate, you know, and I think it makes the high more powerful. So let's just try the light blue, see if that's any better.
Cure and the very disease. Weakness, a measure of strength.
No, I think the dark blue. Just a little ad lib I wanna kind of, you know, throw in. I don't want to cover up too much of this breakdown, but there was a line that I thought was good.
Weakness, a measure of strength. Set to the side.
Okay. So here's a perfect example of just taking one vocal. Because to me, this is kind of like an ad lib line, you know, just kind of like, you know, a little bit of icing on the cake. So I don't think it needs to be, you know, fully doubled or anything. So let's just listen to this real quick.
Set to the side.
Cool. All right. So at the beginning of this song, I just kind of want to do one of the classic, like, power up vocals where the dude just is fucking, he just like says yeah, and it's just like some big long scream, you know. It's kind of like a classic like deathcore or metal sort of thing. So let's see if we can find one that's a good fit. Let's just try light blue. Let's start up here. Okay, just kind of finding it. Let's keep going. Nah, that one wasn't as good. Let's try red. Okay, so see what I'm hearing is second half of red, maybe first half blue. See, but if you do that, we gotta find the blend. Go. So the reason I just kind of like the beginning of this first take, but I think that the overall take from the red one was stronger. So we'll bring him up. And again, you know, this is just a quick dirty edit, so I'm not worried about crossfading or like, you know, making it pretty. You know, we'll do all that once we even know if we like the take. This is all just quick, you know, putting stuff in its place and seeing if we're happy with it. Yeah, so then what I want to do is like that scream comes in and then there's like another scream that comes in on top of that. Slipknot always did this thing that I always thought was so freaking cool, where it was like, you know, a scream would happen and then a second scream would happen as like a quarter note later, and it wasn't like a delay or like an effect, it was just a whole separate take, and it was like, yes, for the entire song of People Equal Shit. Yeah, pretty much like that. That's what, exactly.
Sometimes I wanna kill.
All right, so see, like that, right? It was kind of like we got this low sort of scream, and then there's like this yell that comes in on top.
Sometimes I wanna kill.
Yeah, dude, I think that feels good. All right, so I'll play you this hook right here. This is the part where I'm like, I don't know if it's good enough. We'll see. I tried to make something sort of catchy out of this part. Maybe it's my takes. I think maybe I can beat these. So we'll see. Let's just play the beginning of the song up through this breakdown bit, and then we can hear everything that we've done so far.
Sometimes I wanna kill. See the price on the wall. Detonate the fire, let the ashes build. I wanna kill. Break the spokes on the wall. Speak another lie, but the truth reveals. I wanna kill. We break the glass, you'll face the mask. The voice of the psychotic. Mind is running, but you cannot break the chain. It's impulse reaction, heart attack. No hope for the psychotic. Body trample while they circle down the train. Let us welcome the lion. Kill every conscience of beggars, get down on their knees. Witness the plethora. I am the poison, the cure, and the very disease. Weakness, a measure of strength. Death to the side.
Okay, so we've at least now, you know, you've got the song assembled front to back, right? We can listen to it, and then you can assess, okay, what's working, what's not working, right? And I've said it, you know, ad nauseum now, but I'm actually pretty happy with most of the stuff, other than the hook, right? I feel like the build with the blast beat is a cool way to start the song. I think this verse is super catchy and a really, really interesting rhythm, and it's cool how fast the screams change up. This hi-hat groove is like a nice breather, and then this new heavy bit we added, it feels like the best part of the song to me. That's like the standout, or like the favorite moment is this pick scrape breakdown, and then we do the build again. Feels good, but it's just these hooks, man. I'll export this and send it off. But man, it just feels good to work on some Head Cave, dude. It's been a long time since you know, I've had all these songs kind of like sitting on the back burner that I've wanted to record and wanted to write. I am going to try to set a Twitch schedule for doing these streams, because, you know, the way I was kind of doing them a few months ago and even just the one today is kind of like very spontaneous of like, oh, let's do one tomorrow, or let's do one today, which is fun. You know, I mean, I like being able to do that, but, you know, I think out of respect for everyone and, you know, everyone's time, I think it'd be better to plan them. Thank you guys so much for all the chats and you know, the feedback and all the good jokes and stuff. Fucking appreciate you guys so much. So yeah, this was a blast. I'm gonna make some dinner and chill out, and hopefully we'll do this again. So let me play this tune, and I'll see you guys next time.